Today na the 6th day of April 2022. Things are hard in Sierra Leone right now. People go tell you, say, but not to Salone no more, things hard. Across the globe, things hard for we all. Who say we dey? We know say prices they don't increase. And so, una just drop this thing. Una dey make like for say, na Salone no more, na dey things hard. No, not to Salone no more, things hard. But what we know is, Salone, things hard dey. Well, the president self want for agree say, things hard na Salone. So wetin he do? For help for fix the problem, the president began for engage business people them, transport people them, the stakeholders them. He engage them for make all man can talk within the money them. Why make things they like how it is so right now na Salone. On Saturday, I be rub mouth small pa this na ya. Where I say, my problem with this administration, then ki wait till the water don't pass mark pa the guy before then try for salvage the situation. And when that they happy now, they want to make we all jump, say, oh yes, the president don't do so and so, or this administration don't do so and so. Where it be say, if they are proactive, certain things then they will go happen, they no go really happen. Now then first go don't tackle them. Then prime and make it not happen. But no, they go wait. They wait, then drag them foot, then drag them foot, then drag them foot. Say you are tap a smack. Then they say, oh, now listening president. Now that area there will begin first. Listening president. So we get for complain, we get for grumble, then the president act, then they say na listening president. If you get that kind of pardon na us, where they see the problem, not for saying they see. But they wait for make you complain and grumble. So that 10 day, you go say, well, me pass by, they listen. They hear. But not to for say, na tell am for do something for you. Not to say na tell am for do something. Say, Papa, I want for buy bread. Give me money for bread. He say, yeah, the money. Then they go say, me papa listen. Papa, that old day under, when it can we lights knocking day, now for let them cover around one time. Because sometimes we go mistake, we jump inside it. Papa, cover am. Now listen. Papa, now we get a house. But no. Papa, that old day under. Yesterday, that man, you almost for the inside it. Papa no yeri. Papa, yesterday, Granny, if for the inside the hole, Papa say, if Granny be the look side they go, let for the inside that hole. Tomorrow, Papa, we brother, that small one, If for the inside the hole. Hey, Papa. Papa, lock this hole now. Papa. No do. He cause income. He come out outside. If for the inside the hole. Hey, Papa, for more they tell you for lock this hole. They no lock. Finally, reluctantly, Papa get game foot. He go, he lock the hole. They get Papa, the picking the way like and say, Papa, no make go like Papa, this time they listen to you, they talk. The first one, what you tell them about the hole, if he be don't do it, now listen, now they listen. But if Papa get for wait, till something happen, before Papa act, you want to tell me say, Papa they listen? Now so you want to tell me? Say they listen? But again, then he say, rather late than never. Any kind way. Now we. Alright. Let's start first. To waiting be happen na this meeting. They will start first waiting be happen. The hardship not to see the people and the gumble. Ukraine you not be kind side itself. People and on the grumble. But now because of the rise in the price of fuel, petrol, diesel, gas, because of the rise in that price they don't make things are more harder on we Sierra Leoneans them. And waiting for help for cushion, no day. Where you go for go lay it na the cushion, na iron stone na in the day. You go make you get bad dream, you go out and all these things. Some man say, I'm not for faulty president too much. Now the one the way they round them. Now they know they tell them waiting they need for the teller. If you get people the way they round you, we know they tell you what you need for your what you go do. Alright. Anyway, the president be called business people them, transport people them. Say let them can find the way forward for lessen the burden on Sierra Leoneans them. Through radio democracy, please let we listen.
Not so secret again say, Salon they experience difficult time as price for tin them for eat and other one them where people don't they survive on, like fuel and building material them, don't they go up past mark, where this don't get plenty impact on the people them. This make the president, Dr. Julius Madabio, be called for meeting with stakeholder them, where directly involved parties, like trader them, importer, transport union, bike and keke rider them, the bank governor, commissioner general na NIA, and plenty other one them.
You see, amongst people and the president, someone not so. You hear all the one there. The bank governor self not left behind no. They all, the minister of trade, all man, the president calling, the vice president self been the say do I made them can't talk this talk ba. Waiting they go on. People they grumble. Say things are hard in Sierra Leone. Alright. You don't hear it. Low they go.
For knowing they cause this, and for find way for address some quick one. And about 4 stakeholders in a different sector them be talk to the president. And where they talk for sake of the fuel issue, when a big concern to people them, the local partner for Connex and Total Energy, Amadou Kasim Jah, talk on behalf of the petroleum sector.
That the current fuel situation worldwide, not only Sierra Leone, has been caused by 3 principal factors.
Okay, now the person for fuel, now in the talk so now. Yeah? He say the situation will get a salon pan this fuel business. Now 3 factors them. Now then cause them. Waiting, sir.
To those of you that don't know, the Russian-Ukraine crisis.
One is saying that the Russia-Ukraine crisis. That's now one. We make fuel, well, diesel, Then okay, let's continue. One, he say Ukraine, Russia crisis.
Is one of the major impacts on the global supply chain of petroleum products.
He say now one of the major reason that one day we make feel like I did so. Yeah?
This means even vessels, the turnaround for vessels coming around, bringing us product, has really been hampered by this. Two, the increase in the cost of fuel for petroleum products worldwide. This means the cost of the same product of fuel that we used to bring in country before the war has now almost doubled today.
Into the area, to me they talk for a more. Say the cost before the war between Ukraine and Russia, how much them be the pay? Say now it don't double.
Suppliers also now requesting that we pay them for products, sometimes in cash.
He says sometimes and the one that they supply, they say, una pay you money want in cash. Yeah, not to bank transfer, not to like how they used for do. He say in cash. No can say just not to keep pulling, not to me.
As compared to what we used to do previously by paying for products with banking instrument and giving us time between 30 to 90 days after delivery.
So he say first them and a banking system then they use. Then maybe after they don't deliver, done up to 90 days before they go pay the balance money for them kill the people. But now that they say pay cash before even. All right.
Vandi Lansana, na secretary for Traders Council, and he said we talk on behalf of the trader them.
You look again, say there are people where they do petty trading, market women then. You decide at a time where things been difficult, you roll out the emergency cash transfer with NAXA. You roll out to we.
This now, it is time for show waiting government be do for cushion the situation. For say yes, then petty trader then be give them 1,309,000 for cushion. For cushion. Until I talk this number iron stone. So I tell you say them petty trader then. Let's go na market to go ask how much people will receive that day. Anyway, let's continue.
That money it looks small to you or other people but traders really appreciate them. Because 1,300,000 leones it changed Boku trader in life. We don't say China don't love.
Okay, into the this is part of the government where they explain now. Say if you feel say that money they small, but it changed trader than life. Say and they talk to the camera. They what kind of market they now? What did they eat together than they talk about? What did they kill them? Not to microcredit. As we speak now, to the latest one we will do na Kabbalah. What did that one they talk? Not to microcredit. Anyway, thank you. 1,300,000 about 9,000 BD pan tap. All right.
So man, online business they do. A lot of challenges they make in that particular drive. We don't open up Turkey for we.
So some man be they do online business challenges then they Turkey don't open. That's true, yeah. Salomon they go Turkey now like for say. All right.
A bilateral relationship.
Bilateral relationship. Now they make we see beaucoup Salomon they na Turkey right now.
Today, we traders and the benefit out of that Turkey trip. And do you want to make it strengthen this relationship? Today, you can able to take local product from Salon, you take and go Indian, you get duty free.
So if you care with local products na India, and say they get duty free. What to me they talk into the area,
With all NTR we don't do, Mr. President, the traders there will still get some challenge you want bring up to your knowledge. We want marketplace them. The traders there will do cost border trade.
Right now, the trader then they put their own challenge then they face to the president. Marketplace no day. Marketplace no day. And we all know that one day. We all know that. Unless if I don't know say you day. For no say markets no day. You go say, oh, the building and but the people, the trader them boku pass the market then. They see they not it. If only one then they go inside the building they do for take them all. No. Now they do. We not get one big market. Now the country. Okay.
They suffer now because now if you buy dollar, can go na Guinea the losses.
Then in a one thing. If you buy dollar, can go Guinea the losses. Because what thing do? The Leones don't fall. Leones don't fall. It don't fall. So when you change your dollar, you can go Guinea. Now lost to the trade of them. Where they do cross-border trading between Guinea and Salone.
You can go Liberia the losses. So the foreign exchange become a challenge for we own particular traders there where they do business across. But I tell you what they talk on, na taxation, sir, Your Excellency.
Taxation don't come inside. Taxation.
The small kuskas where they see this BNTN at the result of the GST. They reduced GST from 350 million as a threshold to 100 million. Where every trader na treat himself they say one day, one come, they get for be attract to this particular machine. So one day you use the good office since Parliament don't pass them up as a law.
You know, yeah. Parliament don't pass them as a law. So the traders them, they talk to the president. For say, dear Mr. President, that threshold though they don't pull from 350 million, they don't count now to 100 million. What make you look inside and back? Okay.
Well, let look into them. Let us consider them greatly and no see. For now, if we bring the threshold to 100, businesses they will collapse.
As importer them continue for play great role in the country economy, then talk about the gain them where they don't they get through the government and they challenge them for bringing them goods them Canada the country through the Secretary General of Salon Importers Association, Rashid Conte.
The disbursement of 50 million as a revolving fund by the Central Bank of Sierra Leone with single-digit interest rates for the importation of essential commodities at the peak of COVID-19 was commendable and successful.
Okay, now the importers them, now then they talk so. You know, say the bank governor, when COVID be team up like a boy picking, $50 million, he make for trust business people them, but no more, you for go car with something where salon people need for nyam for it, more especially rest. Now they be trust that money day. Interest be they but na be single digit interest. So then they tell the government thank you for that initiative day where the government be do at that time. Single digit interest. I want to make you listen final. Yeah? Single digit interest. Now them be trust them business people there. Yeah? Then trust the money. But remember, I must rest there now. At that time, government say then do that day for make rest price no go up and make rest then at the market. Now make them be do that one day. Say if they not be doing, maybe you say they talk now say rest na 450,000, so take go down 600, 800,000 for bag. Okay? I'll continue.
Against competition from the other continents. The rollout of the single window system has hugely complemented trade reforms and the clearing process at the ports with record time compared to other countries in the region.
Okay. Now it talk about the fast way for clear goods them na the port. Not to the amount where you pay. The fast way for clear the goods them na the port. Now it talk about now. So it commend the government because you not get for say again, say they go to demortgage, they begin for pay. No, now as fast as possible, you're able for clear your goods na the port. Once you get the money.
We are grateful for the local content policy at work. Your Excellency, sir, I must also draw your attention to some of the constraints faced by local importers. 1. Foreign exchange.
Now the importers then want for make the president know wetin na den challenge. Number 1 na foreign exchange. Number 1, the importers then they tell the president say the problem wey then they get na foreign exchange. That is true. foreign exchange. Now the main problem right now. One, okay?
Scarcity of foreign exchange in our local banks.
Now the local bank they say, a money for them forget foreign exchange. Foreign exchange scarce. Now then they put now the president in table.
Instability of foreign exchange rates. High taxes on
Instability of foreign exchange rates. Then today it go dey Amos, tomorrow it dey Amos. Today it dey Amos, tomorrow it dey Amos. Alright. Then waiting again.
taxes on trade and the reduction of the GST.
High taxes. He say high taxes. So now make I tell you just no say, yes, single digit, then trust the money. But again, high tax. High tax. D. When I make the see what to the see so. But the government back say they want money. So when they increase the tax, when that threshold from that 350 million, they don't bring account to waiting to 100 million, then go get more money. That's what it is. Okay.
Threshold. Custom duty still too high.
So, now make I tell you just to say, the fast way for clear, now they talk about now they tell we say, custom duty too high. Now make I tell you say, yes, then gladly for the fast way for process for pull you market come on our taki, but now would I get the money? Custom duty very high. Custom duty. Now the importers there, now then they tell them challenges to the president.
On commodities, charges levied by various clearing actors at the ports are still very high.
So all the Bolorina, the government in Osayo, all man at the port, all them charges them, is say it high. For clear, fast, fine. But if the price is high, oh, okay, then they find itself. So we clear fast, you go cancel quick. Okay.
The reduction of the GST threshold from $50,000 to $8,600 is untimely.
So the reduction of the GST threshold. Now we again back. Something where now outside them be they charge the GST, the threshold for the importers them, now be $50,000. But now $8,600. Imagine from 50,000 to $8,600. Not to me talking, but talking back because they want out me.
Are still very high. The reduction of the GST threshold from $50,000 to $8,600 is untimely.
You don't again back. Hey, bo, $50,000. $50,000. Then remove the threshold. They count down to $8,600. Who's cushion where the government they try for cushion for we now? Because trust me, business people, not to NGO. Whatever they face, we the people, now we get for end padal balaudi. Whatever. So from $50,000, they remove the threshold to $8,600. Then they book out onto 40, 30, 25, now say 50% now 25. Into 20 to 15 to even 10. No, 8,600. And you do wonder why things are the way they are right now in Sierra Leone? Yes, I understand government want money. I know Dandy. But bo, na so. Alright.
And unhelpful.
After I don't listen to all the concern them from the different stakeholders them, Now this the president be say to the nation.
Okay, after the president we don't listen to all the concern them, himself begin for talk. We dey play small no more. Maybe we don't do an aya, but slow just play small per waiting the president begin for talk. Yeah, we not go play all long. No, just play small.
The present situation is definitely nobody's making.
He said the present situation not now as alone. Not to anybody in making, not to anybody doing. Yeah. We mean to say, not to him president to do, not to we the people do, not to nobody do. It just happen. Jin na magic. The present situation as alone, not to anybody in making. It just appear per we. A magic. A Chinese film. A Jackie Chan. All right.
Not as a result of poor economic management.
Not so result of poor economic management. For say just now, and the president, the one the way they work with her, and they not do the thing fine, now he make the thing happen like I happy. So. But remember, all man don't can talk. Their own issue. What to make them feel to say things are like the way they are in Sierra Leone right now. We listen there. All man can lay on a table. For me, the president understand. But the president say, not anybody making no. The way things they now in the country. Okay?
Or bad economic policies.
Not to foresee na bad planning, bad policies, na waiting. Then they do waiting, they need for do correct one.
Now things the way we virtually not get any say.
Now things them where they not get any saying. Yeah. Is somebody listening? What's in the happen now in the country? Na magic. Uno minam. Not of us say na by willful. Not of us say na the economic plans the way we put. But remember, now we pull from $50,000 threshold we count onto 8,600. But the things that will happen now, not to we. Remember, the importer there, what thing they say? They say the custom duty is very high. They say all the one they waiting our taki, then all the charges they high. The president say, not to anybody in doing. The thing is just happen like I happen so. Okay?
We are completely helpless in the face of waiting to happen.
The president say then completely helpless. Completely helpless in the face of waiting they happen so. In waiting they happen so, they are helpless. Because na magic. It just happened. Chin 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 chin. That's so it be. Eh? Hi. They've kept to say, if I don't listen to the business people, how pressure they talk so now? Now the same room the whole day. If you not be they listen, well. Okay. Me, I just they try for break and down so that the least possible way can I you go understand. Not come for me. Go for the way we talk. I beg. Dear. Yeah? We are completely helpless. And so the president say. Before this thing where they happen to we so right now na the country. But again, I make you call the people them, but they can't talk. All right.
And I want for make when time like this come, we will not talk along political lines.
Aha. The president called them for can't talk. He say, when they come for can't talk, they no can talk about politics, but political line, no use them. No can hide under APC, then they talk one kind way, or you hide under NGC, you they talk one kind way, or you hide under C4C, you they talk one kind way, or you hide under Sierra and that. I see how network connect. I beg. Hey. Alright. But he say political. Think he say network not political. Political, they no use them. For can't talk, waiting, they don't call you for can't talk. Okay?
But be frank with your people.
Let we be frank with we people. My people, my people. Are things not harder right now in Sierra Leone? You get light? How much for per mine? How much for oil? How much for pepper? You get water? How much for water? He said, let we be frank with we people. Let we be frank with them. So if you can, you know, and be frank with the people, I beg, not talk. Eh? Okay.
The youth bulge they out there. Look that day. Why they go burn time for produce fuel?
Okay. The president make example that Monday. Eh? Why you they go burn time in streets? Waiting time in street block road get for do with fuel? And they ask them why. Eh?
They say fuel no day. They begin burn tire.
They say fuel no day you begin burn tire. Eh? That one day, they say na strike them be the strike sir. Forget your attention. For say, fuel, ideo, no deo, but then be need you for talk. The how then do I correct? But when somebody desperate, they do anything for getting papa in attention. But me not endorse say for go burn tire in the street. Because me self, be in a street that day. Yes? I be in a street that day. And it's rather unfortunate. Then 10 and day you in a street, you afraid. Because anything happen with your car or yourself, it's on you. It's on you. Okay? Alright. Now listen and small back.
We are completely helpless in the face of waiting that happen. Some of the things the way they happen. So waiting will be done they do all this time. We meet every week. Now foresee how we pushing the effect on the ordinary people.
So every week the president said them be the meet. He said every week them be the meet so. And waiting they meet for now for cushioning the effect of on the ordinary people. Well, if they not be the meet now, yeah. Every week them be the meet for cushion this effect, this strangeness. Now in the thing they like I did so. If they not be the meet, well, you better them be the meet too.
But if you don't take all tax, then the supply chain, international supply chain, disrupted, and the freight they go up. You reduce all your tax, you don't lose everything. Where you get?
You suicide the president they talk about the tax so then they get listen am. Listen am.
But the freight don't go up. So you people they still suffer.
So if they reduce the tax so then do it and do don't the freight go up. You say the people then go still suffer. What do you understand by that? You know you hear from me. Na in talker.
So it becomes counterproductive. You don't get, then the price go up. Now this we don't suffer. We don't cut, we don't reduce all side. We say for reduce.
The president said they don't cut, they don't reduce all side, them for reduce. But the trader them, the importers them, then they show the president who side. They want time for pay attention. But he say they don't cut all side. Okay.
And of course, normally the next people that they blame now the businessman then. So the more we talk about this, putting politics aside, the more they will understand winner and also understand, because me I can tell them say, if this man not a charity and for make it continue for exist as a business, if you bring something where say a rich naira or rich say the seller, it costs 10,000, you don't expect them for selling 10,000. That is the truth. Otherwise, I can just, as well tell you say, close down your business and which a charity they do. Tell you money down. They don't drag man. But if you get to continue and thrive, you must put something on that. The markup. But how we go manage them at a difficult moment like this, so that markup day, it at least will make you survive, your business survive, because again, there is a symbiotic relationship between we and winner.
They talk about in and the traders them, the government and the traders them. Eh? And they talk so.
When I want to make sure say the infrastructure necessary, because if you get to do that, you run a business now, you run your own generator, you do the.
Ain't you there? That of us say they don't know the problem. Eh? For make you run business on generator no more. Hey, the high cost, man. And the president, you know. Hey, yeah.
You don't get water.
Eh? Now you they run the generator. Water back cancer, you no get water. The other day, they passed the president's lodge. Eh? I see the Guma. The Guma Bowser come on supply the president. I say, eh? If the Guma, they go supply president.
No, communication difficult for you. All of them there, they add up.
The communication all. The president talker. All they add up. So they know what's in the add up. Then he say, they don't cut. They don't cut oh. But he sabi, now in the outline so. What's in they made the things add up by the trader then. Light, water, communication. Eh? Alright. Okay.
To you, which one I'm not calling myself overhead. And businessman, if they count all the incident, and if it counts them, because every penny counts. The day we begin reduce, they put certain cost. After some time, they lost. They say that business don't go down. But we have a country called Sierra Leone. Now we all get for make them. We will say inclusive development. Now all. So that make that issue about policy formulation, the involvement of the business community right from the outset. Mr. Taxman, Minister of Finance, I think say if I met with Sudan, we argue, we agree say yeah, I not agree, but anyway, this one better. Then we just impose them, you know. But I not say.
Until there, he say he prefer them all and the business people and they argue than he can't impose them. Then they clap. Salomon leg clap. When them be ready for pulling 50,000 to 8,600, then be tell them. When they tell them, waiting they say no, they not still doing. But now inside status them be there. Why not clap? Not clap here.
Now big argument because businessman then. Everybody counts. So when I get ready for the argument. But all
so now argument, eh? Now argument. They're ready for the argument. So when people then put their case across, then they say Alexander argue, then they argue. Eh? Okay.
which would they try for do again when I for understand? What would they say we want light day, we want make the road they make,
we want make light day, we want make the road they make,
we want the pikin for go school,
we want the pikin for go school,
we want make the hospital them day,
we want let the hospital them day.
the money does not come from anywhere.
The money that they come up from no side. Who side they come up, sir?
It comes from the taxes.
They come up from taxes. So what you demand from Papa? Papa say, who say you want make the money come out? Eh? Okay. Now from taxes. All right. Not sabi safe. But you go learn. From the taxes. Now the money they come out. Yeah? Just in case you not be know. The president talk beaucoup. Pass if you know they follow we that much. But we be don't play an aya. And then on Facebook. Even they say on YouTube. The entire speech. I don't play all for you. Go make you go listen. The president talk. But the side that will interest me by this program, now I bring cancel. Make a bring in Usman Tholi. Make we hear waiting and you take on this one. Welcome on board, Usman Tholi. You get the platform, sir.
Hello, Triple A, and thanks for having me. We can talk on President BOA engagement with the business stakeholders then. I think say this is one of the recommendations them we the NGC be make. And I like one statement where you make. You talk say now we attacking on pass Gary na the term we then you want take action. Why now the president decide for engage the business people and why now? If you can quite remember some years back, where the country they experienced some of them problem here, one of the recommendations them, where the chairman of the NGC, when Dennis Bright, we make Dr. Dennis Bright, he say now for engage the business stakeholders them, let them sit down, let them find a common ground, so that people then will bring up suggestions how they will go about for resolve some of them problems here. But then completely ignore that suggestion. This is one of the recommendations then. And you listen to His Excellency the President Bio in opening remarks. He talks say it better late than never. He knows say this way then they do so now, nothing way them for don't do 2-3 years ago. 2-3 years ago. So somebody go look for ask. Why now the president want for engage the business people them? Where situation done bad and now you want to engage the business people them. And after all, the consultation of the business people them, they help in terms of policy formulation. You listen to them. When in talk say for involve the stakeholders them, they help in the process of policy formulation. Of course, he help. Because any input way they get from them people, yeah, they will give you an idea of for go about with administration. But all along, una ignore this recommendation. You listen to the conversation will take place between the president and other stakeholders then. It look fruitful. So you go imagine if them they start this process 4 years back, then they engage them people here, then they listen to them. Maybe Usa will find himself so today, or not for the only day, but then completely ignore them. Now, you listen to the president because first of all, I want to look at the president in your remarks and then turn to the stakeholders, their remarks, and then compare the two. Now, he said the present situation of the country, not to anybody you're making, or not to as a result of poor economic management. Then he blamed the entire situation to the shock stem. That is to say, COVID-19 and the recent war will take place between Russia and Ukraine. Now they in to say now they the problem arise. But we not the listeners, then we not be the judge. Prior to COVID-19, things been on the bad in the country. We been on the send signal. Even at this medium, we don't talk about that. And some of the challenges the way that been on the face prior to this time. We only talk about some of the issues them we been done the on heart. For example, we been only talk about misplacement of priorities. That's one from the beginning. Right from the beginning, we know say there is a misplacement of priorities. Yeah, we only talk about that. So for come today, for can entirely blame what in the happen in our country in terms of COVID-19, as well as the recent war, I think 1 month old war between Russia and Ukraine, I think is fundamentally flawed. We know say it get impact somehow. But if they mean on the plan themselves well, I think say for now and for able cushion what in the happen in our country. And the other factor where I feel say to a very large extent will contribute to some of the flaws that we see in our country, we not say agriculture, now one of them. The agriculture ministry, now one of the ministries them, now this government where they experience frequent changes of the ministers them. They don't change more than 3 ministers then another ministry day. All man they come, they make your own promises then. All man they come, they make your own promises them. Of different policies that they come. So how we going to progress from here as a nation? And most of the promises that when they come with, especially in other agricultural sector, they are unrealistic. And make no mistake, AAA, agricultural sector, one of the sectors that will be look forward to, where the government will take very seriously. Because this issue of exchange rates, the issue of exchange rates, now because we know they export much. And the amount of money we spend for import rice in that country is a lot. Now I make, if this government was really serious, I think say agricultural sector, now one of the things they wait for don't put first in that country. Because the government not able to create jobs and not able to attract the foreign investors them, or the private sector for create the employment or need in that country. So now I make from the beginning at this platform, AAA, we been only talk about the agricultural sector as one of the sectors that we therefore don't take very seriously. But with all the promises, with everybody tamabo, all anything and the, farmhouses, all anything and the way that been on promise we don't see nothing happen. So now one of the factors that the way we believe, say, now they fall short. And also, AAA, during COVID-19, one of the factors we contribute to the downfall of this government. During COVID-19, how many times would they can at this forum? Would they talk about, the way how the government is spend money? You remember? Would they talk about the SUVs? Where cost how many $1,000? Where then go buy for ministers them? You remember? We talk about that. They're not been they anticipate, say, then tear they come. They're not been they think, say, then tear they come. A good government, they anticipate for shocks. Then they plan for shocks. We not say shocks they come. But there is a way always, a good government, they find a way for cushion some of their shocks here. But we not see that much come out from this government. How many times AAA will they talk about the bloated wage bill? Create unnecessary office system. They not plan themselves. Because if you say, your country or your economy is prone to shocks. When we talk about shocks, we talk about things like the COVID-19, talk about this Russian-Ukraine war, get for calm. You get for take time. The way you spending money. For go create unnecessary office system. things in a way you be not criticized from the previous government. You can't repeatedly do them. I think say in itself is flawed. And look at the meeting where you listen to all the stakeholders then. And right from the opening remarks, 98.1 FM, they say no secrets. Say Salone, they experience some serious difficulty. No doubt about it. When they complain on a daily basis about, the way on and they experience the difficulties when they go in the country. They say the purpose of the meeting, now for can't find the causes of these difficulties then. You listen to all the stakeholders then, AAA. Now, let's look at the representative from the National Petroleum. He said the fuel cost. Of course, the cost of fuel, now one of the variables then will affect the way they affect you in other country. You find out say where fuel price go up, ultimately go up, whether locally or internationally produced. It affects me. Yeah. This is why, good government, the plan, because we don't only talk about this. Although they argue, say they're not they subsidize, but is that enough for a country as poor as Sierra Leone? Whose jobs they're not the poor and they continue for suffer. Una subsidy, is it sufficient enough? Yeah. And you also listen to that same man where he talk about what caused the movement of the cost of fuel. Talk about the movement of vessels then, and the suppliers then, where the supply fuel now the country now, then they ask for cash in hand, while as before, then they supply you, then you pay later. Now you have to pay cash before then they supply you in most of the time. So as I say, all of these things boils down to the fact that government anticipate a good government. They anticipate, they work on what thing for happen. It plan itself, but in this respect, not forthcoming. And also, you listen to the representative from the traders then, and I think say it makes some solid point. Solid point. I think some of them points here we don't already highlight from the president's speech. We know say one of the main factors then why we country they continue to experience this hardship in our country now because of the exchange rates. Exchange rate now one of the factors, and now one of the factors back where they cause inflation. They cause inflation. Exchange rates, they cause serious inflation. So, and that na issue where it don't arise from before COVID-19. It only go on for quite some time. Where would they expect say by now and for the able steady? And today, if you ask the cost of the dollar to that of the Leone, you go imagine. I must tell you. So, a poorly diversified economy like Sierra Leone, we know well diversified. So shocks like this, it will badly impact the country. And would have more than they suffer, and the poor one then. And the poor one and they suffer. What me give for advice today, the president, let learn from this. Where NGCE they make this recommendation. It was a clear recommendation. Say, you know what, the situation don't they get out of hand. Law engage the stakeholders there. Law sit down on a round table talk. Law discuss some of the issues here. Imagine if you don't engage them business people here, then stakeholders there. Usai, you get the commissioner for NRA, you get Minister of Finance, You get the vice president, representative from the traders union. You get importers them. They all day inside when I sit down and they talk. You get a lot from them. Now you they talk about, you able put them here inside your policies they want to formulate. Because in other words, what they do, they give them people here, then they take responsibility over formulations. And I so for do things. But not a way things don't get out of control. They don't get out of hand. And they tell you what engage people. And look at how many more years you get left. I think it's only 1 year left for you. How you going to bring this situation under control? Thinking about the shocks that we're on right now. Think about the impact of COVID-19. You think about the Russian and that of Ukrainian crisis. Now you want to say you're able to control this, you're able to calm down the situation. It's difficult. Of course, I make a lot of business people they don't stop first for import and export. Because we all know taxation, customs. You go imagine AAA, as you mentioned, the GST pull out from a threshold of 350 million leons. By then, I think now they talk about that $50,000. By then was 350 million, now which is far more than that. Yeah, the number are down to 100 million leons. So you see the gap, you see the difference. How you expect business people for thrive? How you expect them for survive? How you go able to grow the economy that way? Because now business people micro, small enterprises them, not in grow not an engine of economic growth. Where you hear about economic growth. Now micro, small enterprises them, not in they grow the economy. Make no mistake. And then they grow the economy. And then in a country like Sierra Leone, a lot of them engage in them small businesses there. But if they try for kill them small business here, tell me, I will grow the economy, especially in the absence of foreign direct investment, foreign investors there. It's difficult. We know, we understand the difficulty themselves when they face in terms of revenue generation. We do understand that, because of the impact of COVID-19 and all that. But as I say, AAA, you get for plan ahead. We saw have been there. We want spend the money upon luxurious goods them. We not only anticipate then get for come. We saw have been there. We saw have been there. So to crown it all, AAA, I think say the president then sort of engagement here. If I don't start them right from the beginning, not now, when you own term done the done, in the country they suffer substantially. A lot of people and they complain, now you want listen to people. I think for me, it's late. Although he say, it's better late than never. But I think say in this particular case where situation only gets out of hand, get enough time for put things there in place. Very sooner or later, when we can start the campaign, people they expect much from Unam. I think say to me, it don't let me down. Don't let me down. So I will stop here. I'll give chance to other panelists. Them. Thank you so much, Tripoli, and thanks to everybody with the listening, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Usman Tole.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. That's now Usman Tole in your submission for today. If you just join me, we talk about the meeting where President Bio get with the business and transport stakeholders then. Even though today we focus more on the business aspect and not on the transport, the Okada, the commercial, we talk to the all. On the business aspect more, we press on today. Let we come with us friend, let we hear waiting na you take today. Welcome on board us friend, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah. Sorry. Excuse me. Thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform. And thanks to we other panelists, Mr. Usman Toli. And I only hope say people that will watch me then go bear with us because now actually the panelists that they come first before actually they open the line. So maybe they understand how they board. Thank you very much for giving the platform and thanks a lot for the efforts. Regarding this area of this hardship where they go on at the country, we know say the country they shout for a solution. Leaders and they fight for a solution. When a sustainable one, hopefully so then go help with. But every time you dey see say na wetin dey let we down na the method wey they apply or the resources until another day. Or sometimes the people no dey cooperate. But in this present situation wey we dey undergo now, there we dey see the call wey the president don call for can talk to stakeholders wey dey regard the business and the one that wey dey do something for do with transportation because now the two main things that then were transport and business and then are the main core where they run a business and monetary affairs. But we don't see they don't do all kind of things before this meeting. They come on. People they don't highlight the bank, they don't try for let the bank come with method for just cushion. We'll still see enough work for let them go able value the currency first. We see they then take Munafa fund, then give, they see the microcredits, then they give. But you still see after all of this, then still not cushion something with a level up for say we don't reach a height where they go now, everybody they manage. But now I want to look what's in the president's speech can inside for come help this present solution now. Now you see the president you go ask the speech wey he give na a speech for can inform the business stakeholders so that the public go know, or he can persuade the traders them for accept in ideas or for accept wetin he tell them say na the thing this way cause the strongerness, or he just can for can entertain. And the entertainment in terms of for just say they will not get people for go strike or they get Black Monday or blue or green. Let we talk to them, let them become entertained so that would they remove, you know, like where they say no why they can't pull force this thing out the art by you. But you they try for removal in a form wherein the entertainment. So you question say now inform we, now persuade we, or now entertain because in the end now we get forget the message. When I say we now, we the salon people now we because even the stakeholders. So you see say because waiting day when the fact is that the economy it not be mixed. There was no mixed economy in the first place. So you don't can talk this speech, it not relate to areas them where far behind the scene I didn't think they are don't cause let thing happen, let it be like how would they so. You just can't say, okay, the present situation is the war, the Ebola, or the this, or not something with now unforeseen. But here comes now when you deal with a government or you as a leader, you people are we deal with, you didn't know them numbers, you didn't know say na this they can inside, you didn't know what thing they need, and then you stand now tall for say they address them based on priority. Waiting are the needs. So investments come. Waiting are they think about first because unemployment and underemployment are one of the risk factors in which country they develop. I go look in a method, I go try for do infrastructure with an industrial one, so that I go engage certain things them where we go able for expand this short term here, we will able for make quick. Okay, say for example, you get like the crisis of the COVID. We not say the COVID outbreak, everybody been get a blockade everywhere, delays in movement of stuff, but yet still some people have been able to rise up because some of them been get areas that wouldn't divert the economy for let go develop. Say like a place like Turkey. Actually, Turkey, I know they call them for them, we say, now big country, no compare them. Now the idea making always take what they do. When this COVID come, they been get big building them where the people not been they occupy. Then find out in MPP, then wouldn't they use masks and other things, wouldn't they wear overall body gears, then need them. They shortage because they not be the member for make them. So they say, oh Lord, make them quick. What they do? They employ all the one do not be in the school, picky, they don't be they go school. They look like when they say home economics, they begin they do with their hands with machine for making things there manually in a bigger scale. So even you can go by there where they end up forget problem. But the idea is that they make something that moment they just for that quick sense and then do them. So you know they say because of COVID, you always look for resources. We might not have, we don't get something say it will look like what they do, but you they look at infrastructure. And that point that the drive for brings it when the government they whether you get foreseen or unforeseen things, you they look at infrastructure first because now there you they see the infrastructure. Now outside then they can make something where go employ people and that thing they go able for sell. If I rely on mines, I go for no say the mines it get for day on the way we get for B. Because now when you look at all the factory, I will not get mixed economy, we're not able to forget that private freedom, people will able to forget say when they do the trade, or we're not go get beaucoup tariff, we're not go get too much of quota leveling, oh they say I think quota will reach their pay this, then you see that freedom go day. Then the government now will get for combine now because they get that central economic planning. When they don't plan see this money and so they go. Then the government in regulations. And when they get the regulations, how then they put. But he's not able for put up waiting in regulations where they don't put for let them go pushing first the dollar, for let them go pushing first prices, for let them go check how if water they go in a particular place, or for let lights go there, or for let the road then they pile so that people then will able to move up and down. Then policies there. He left them in the hands of the one they were seeing as soft policies they give them. But now they can't tell the people, and when they get soft policies, then they very good, like what he made they try to do so. When they decide that would they give money to them people there, but when we give the money, would they look at waiting at the outcome? That money they will do for last long on a temporal one where it will just last you for let you go a certain state. Because you know the value from first of all, you get for look at waiting the person they get. The person, if you import price is different from waiting it can sell based on the tariff we don't go there. Now then you say, well, the one they go to a consumer and they get the final effect. Because in basket, then what they take home for like put they begin change in method of the buying, a method of consumption. And when you begin to change the method of consumption, the one they will be don't go buy rice, they don't go put her, they not go sell that way because they divert them now for go begin to buy cassava. So in the finance, the cassava back in problem there because of transportation not able to at all. So you see how these things are the draw. So the people then begin to struggle because you don't go bring the tariff on the rice, the price is so the demand for an go high. They go they buy now 2 cup and then the other ones will prefer to go buy something else. So the finance all the things they have, the capital stock. It change because now in that person they talk when they talk about the head money and not in call and really, but the head money they change every time because when you don't go buy, you don't cancel. What if you go buy the next time? That head money don't cut down. So all this now they find out, so they get the reliance of the day because they inform the people the source where this thing they happen where now because of bad policies them. And because of get what maintain that situation where you will say, oh well, the economy it will therefore depend on when I say depend on we. That symbiotic idea, of course, but the symbiotic day only on una on what they depend from the government, now that policy and safety net una will put for them. It's not go easy now when I spread the safety net for go get all man or put money for social thing, but when they begin the cap that one day. But when you come say, oh, now because of the global price of fuel, but the global price of fuel, it fluctuates. It belongs to 140 something. Now it did below it did between 100 and something, just over 100 for the barrel. So you they try for change the price at the market. How good do up? Like try for do within a story, like how they talk and keep boku fuel for let it go day. Because once they stock the capital or something like the physical stock, you will find out the consumers then they enjoy because you know go to market for go buy something today. You find out the person who don't go, well, the inflation don't go. So what in the person the consumer price where they go for go buy now, it change. So you say what they go say maybe housing utilities or what they can go in a house for that go do, it not go do. So in the finance is still the gap the day. So all what you they try for say, let the government they try for look at areas and where they begin to look at that industrialization. Because that industrialization, the finance in Africa, now in they make really develop. Once we begin for do industrialization, other countries and they do industrialization, they get money from there now inside Africa. So we say for now first something. We will see this sort of small business number. They look say if we will make certain tons of this, don't go put money there because you go put we put money there, we will get back maybe nearly half of what we invest, the capital they come. And then things that they then get for they look at keenly. So if they say then they avoid the area where they say then get their ongoing expenditure, the other one they wouldn't they budget for something as short term. When they say no more, they go do this, we done, we left and day. And this on a short term now they do where they go get a another phone and then come with them microcredits, not to ongoing. So you have to cut down the ongoing way at a low pace because the one when are the ones when a single one way they go do it they pull money more for cover which is that ongoing that industry where they get you GDP or something where you go able for sell let the consumer go able for go consume what in demand in need because when you say consumer price index now what's in the person they go buy but again another one they like it change their mind when they say CPI because they know they go upline and they go to the village the upline now free turn at the urban places then they pick out them things there. So when then they get on the table, now the soft policy, now they pass now, okay, well, we don't get this. This now like soft thing, we just adjust and put on the under. So how now you go get for grab now for let you go meet the people, you get for doing like Usman policy at the beginning. Because now that one they make you come, now that one they want for make you manifest to work. So you get for look at all these areas, the arithmetic, the number, the population, the money I get, the money we'll get for Kaisai, what thing I get for put on the needs. It's just a simple matter. Then you cannot bring people away experience how for they deal with now the exchange rates, how they were able for the buffer things then. So you get all these areas. So but none of them not able for bring anything where we see for say that this then will solve the problem. So it is more to me, I believe, say, it look more of informing the people for say now their own idea this what they say it happened, but the information what they're supposed to give the people and why this thing happened, it will fail pan this particular spiritual engine. This the one they want to give as examples in the risk, them way be factors and we don't make we don't deal in this situation, then are things them where them before don't see, but are things that we come at the real end of when we economy be don't they go up and up in terms of inflation. So another one day, mommy say if the empathy been there, pan that speech day, you before don't see them. But now more of persuading them in a clever way for say una believe say now this and this and this. But how they go do them, I don't know if after they don't go so then go write them letter or for saying that this we don't decide. But here comes of a decision was never made in that meeting where before don't see a good dialogue of essence of why they did it and waiting at the real problem and say the truth. But because of maybe the timeline of governance, it try for elapse now, then we'll say this is the time. Sometimes somebody advise you, well, this now you for do. But unluckily or luckily, or I don't know if now something not be happen while it been get this from the word go when in the baton kind of hand, now it go on to the rear end. So tell another one day now would they see it happen. But there's an entertainment of more for letting people then calm down, for letting them go pull that pain of hardship, what they think about in their mind, now in the speech contain more. Rather than for letting them go get something who will get government regulation and good policies, and let we go able to go before, let God help we. So thank you very much for giving me the platform. And I only hope say then go get traditional markets where then go look into back that traditional market and command and mix. Thank you very much. Let God help we. Thank you, sir.
Very much, Usfriend.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That's now Usfriend in your submission for today. Let me come with Tony. Make we hear you. Waiting and get for you. Welcome on board, Tony Touye Jones. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, Abraham, good evening. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're listening, family. Um, just like we officer we all don't say it's better late than never. Most times I'm going to say on this program that the business people they're very key, the stakeholders, because if any government for succeed, then they play an integral role, then they play a great and important role. You understand? If you see delicate today, the economy in Guinea steady, dollar they go down 820 and thousand francs to $100 because of the business people. The business people before they invest their money, they get for CC, they get forget that confidence. That if I invest my money, I'll go able to make profits. Because at the end of the day, most businesses, their main goal is to maximize profits and minimize loss. But if you say there is a risk, although taking business all of it itself is a risk, because the higher the risk, the greater the returns. If there is a greater risk, we then feel say if I do business even at break even, or either way I know will make profits or loss, I mean is a concern, they hold back their capital. So we get cash trapped economy where business not the flow. And mind you, these people that what they call business people, they get their overheads. It's not just good abroad, import goods and services coming in, goods out and a salon. They get their overheads. They pay rent for their shops here, what they get. Then they pay Okman them, and then they use lights. Then they use so many things that went overhead. And most of all those costs attached to the goods where they sell. Who pays those prices for those goods is the final consumer. But the difference that we team notice and we team observe from day one with this government scam. Mind you, they've said it several times that the presidency traveled for gain and the reputation, Salome lost reputation, quote unquote, them. You understand? They want to gain that confidence they back. So many money, so plenty resources come inside. Now yeah, we they listen. So many times they go say grants come, so money come, so money come. If the presidency work at the year dividend, so money don't come, which means there are more money we receive than the previous administration because they able to get World Bank confidence, they get IMF, they get this. So waiting and we don't do that for don't do day one. Therefore, we don't spend prudently. Therefore, don't spend like say them money law we know exactly how they put that money. Important things them. But even when the money are coming, you find out say even this money where they listen to Keketoma, where they listen to every government, they say, oh, we're trying to grow domestic revenue. We're trying to grow domestic revenue. Domestic revenue we try for grow at the expense of Uda. Uda they pay their money that the final consumer because in now go Guinea, I mean so or Guinea or outside go China, outside go importing go sway counter, government you got to pay custom duty, we don't clear the goods, you go put them back in a shop or in place where they sell that, then can then put GST machine there, you therefore pay all that taxes again. Whether they burn all those costs is the final consumer. So basically, at every point in time, you see there is constant inflation in prices of goods and services. Even if you give bona fide money to business people the way they do business, just like I was totally tell you, you give that person 1 million or 5 million or for 10 million. If you go buy goods this time, the quantity of goods you buy, when you go back for go buy, you're not able to buy the same amount of goods you buy because inflation will take place, prices of goods don't go up. So for constantly at every time where there is a turnover where the man they do in business, the profits they reduce than now one, goods prices they go up, and whether they feel the cost, whether they feel the burden. So that's why in the first 1 year or 2 or 3 or 2 to the 4th year, there is this constant cry, same thing with people they humble about when prices of goods they go up. Yes, it is not. This is you go see you get what we call controllables and non-controllables. This is not where government able to regulate. Constant engagement, constant conversation with the business people. Try for see who side na them burden. Who side you say government can come in. Who side government will for court and waiting a court. Get that structural adjustment where you do ensure a win-win situation. So the business people then go win. We as customer, the final consumer they go win. Government self go win. They will get more taxes. Because mind you, if the more goods and services so we come na salon, if I say if you tax them less, You give them that confidence. The man waiting they do the next step, they get confidence for import more goods. But now waiting what they see, there is a short in supply. So because the demand higher than the supply of goods in the market, now make inflation there because now you go buy sugar, then tell you say 530,000 for a bag. By the time you go back after, no say for go ask for that same bag sugar day, then tell you say 580. Before you can have money, then tell you say 590, 600,000. So there's this constant increase in prices. Why? Because the man will say by the time when you go buy back, dollar don't go up. Mind you, then they use dollar for go get some of them goods standing. Imagine, I go Guinea. First time when you go Guinea, if you give 100,000 salon money, now 150 franc and they give you 150,000. Suppose them if people then take dollar, then go to an Guinea. By changing the dollar no more, where they go with, they don't make profit straight. They don't make profit straight because the dollar is high. Then they aim for buying more goods. Now you mistake change the dollar in a salon, you spend 1,400,000 or 1,500,000 to change the dollar, you go Guinea. When you get to Guinea, almost they change $100 day. That's what I get before. 820,000. Almost the goods you will buy in a Guinea for car sell back in a salon. So most of the people that will me they go Guinea, then decide now not for go. Now few people they go Guinea, go bring certain things that when they visit, then go even when they counter, and they sell at higher prices. And some of the people that when they go Guinea, when they go bring some of them go send it. Now, I mean, if you just these are the people that way government for the are constantly engaged with, and people know them it's and pain out of it. If you see this thing change now Guinea, you see the money get weight. If you feel they are the same price today, now because of that confidence where this military regime give them. When this military regime come, they don't just begin attack the opponents or this or that. They restore that confidence. They tell people say we're here to help you guys, and we see, or even all political prisoners they release them. They don't just increase taxes, say, oh, we want for increase revenue, we want for increase domestic revenue, kill the people and business. No, it's a win-win. If you reduce the tax burden on people, what's in happen? Goods and services they go down. That man will able to get a faster turnover. He go back go import more goods because he knows the current chroma media can say quick penny. Right? So they get the problem. They say quick penny better pass down away. You go see there put the goods and say the one no day you sell 1,000 euros. But if every day they sell last small money, that money the guys are quick. What's in happen? There's that constant purchase of goods. You understand for stock there and they waiting go. So business will go flow. But what is happening? There's no business. Business not the flow. It's not the flow. It's just people that there's the few people that want to do business now just go in concern. Just for making the shop not close, just for letting them not go out of business, just for making them just stay in business. That's why you see there's constant cry. Look how Guinea, within this few period, Guinea money get value pass with money far. We money they depreciate to a point not only at the dollar, to the dollar. So Guinea, but we. You understand? So this is a situation where government for the look at this is not politics. Let them not just base their decision on theory. This is not about theory. This is about calming down, feel. And you always mention the Minister of Education, Dr. Senge. I always mention her. In theory and approach in leadership in terms of management is very good. That's what the world they run. You get for goodie. You see when this Deputy Minister of Trade come, so many things change in the Ministry of Trade. The man with me, they not PhD holder. If you don't know, you just believing in theory. You're gonna radio, you talk one. If you say now what you read, no, not what you read. The demand and supply for salon market is there above your PhD. Then make the last time that Fulama talk say salon economy they na streets. Now a big meaning. It then na streets which means the people na streets that then they regulate the economy. Then they waiting they want for them. Now they be. This is not government because government disassociate themselves with the business people. There's no constant buying. There's no agreement. This meeting I meet for the whole when the president said the whole meeting constantly. Now they're business people that they're there for the whole meeting with constantly. Now they're there for them because these are the stakeholders. It's not about them giving reports in the will because they were just focusing on revenue, domestic revenue. How you going to generate domestic revenue on the poor people that way every time they're constant? Even transport. If government may really, really serious, they see all the pitfalls of the past regime. They should have invested on transport, make it run as a viable entity. Viable. We are in month in, month out, then they give updates and see returns from these investments. So one thing again where they make goods and services very expensive in a salon is transportation. The man on counter, he don't go and say na Sinkonia, be Kabbalah, or Koinadugu district. How you dey pull am from Koinadugu district for counter na Makeni, say the kind of return, or from Zimi for make the goods kind of return. Transport, transportation are big concern, big concern. So at the end of the day, let me pepper stuff when they go na salon, it price high because what's in it transportation. If we get talk them, excuse me. First, you get Siromco, you get James International, you get business people there. Okay, private business people then can invest. But if private business people feel say they're not going to make better profits, then go free for invest. You understand? So governments go come for cheaping. Government go come for subsidize. Subsidize in the sense, make government transportation day. Government bus system day. Government transport day. Things that they look when people they suffer right now. Even when people they suffer. So if governments may get new fleets, road transport may get serious business. All the towns and villages they get, not to villages rather, what's a lawyers from village. Get the young bus system and money. This and that way. If I not say it cushion the burden, it help the suffering, it make people them feel say, but no government not the suffer. Government not they even campaign because they know say the parameters and not put everything in place, it up and on. So what they're doing is just evaluating, just to see and supervise and see who side need adjustment, they made an adjustment. But what is happening, it's contrary, it's difficult. Some of the things that what they do now, they should have started these things long since. Let me could they do Delphi technique. You get scenario construction, you they brainstorm. But for me to see how it happen, now other places there. But we they tell say the president with the travel for go land copy best practices. You go Rwanda, you go Uganda, you go Senegal, you go here, you go here. Most of those things that were the president with him. So for me, there was no consistency. Because imagine you go now this country, go take the model. You want this country model. You want this country model. We should have designed our own model based on the people's needs. Every society, their needs are different. Especially, we go Rwanda. They have only two tribes. Their own needs are quite different. Their own way of developing the country is different. Salon, we pluralize by tribes, sectionalism, regionalism, tribe, this and that. But once you just say, I will get my answers from your tribesmen, I will get answers from your party people there. You just depend on your people there. So even if some man they perform themselves, you never for torture because what you make, if we don't pay induce before Ghana power, then they cause this. Now they cause will make you therefore put square pegs in those because they are not fit to be in Usa you put them. But how you go can't change this? You know me, paddy. Just like me or you, who don't come out far over 20 years or 30 years. You understand? Then I'll go able for church you, Abraham. No, I'm not going to touch you because you not me party. And this is wrong. You understand? So governments get for constantly engaged. If this SAPP government get for day in power for the next 5 years, the business people, they have to constantly engage with them. Then make you find out so even when they reduce price of iron ore and this and that, it not take effect. We still buying iron ore at 110. We still buy it for one length is 110. Now 84 they didn't na one two. Still the price must change. The people that they sell, how them they sell. You understand? So they should have constantly engaged people, constantly calmly see what how we can help, how government will able for what they call. This too much taxes is too high. When I go Guinea, I meet businessman in a Guinea. When I salon man in Amdala, then they talk Creole salon and ball. The man they tell me say man, I'm not get my imports again a salon. He said now we're already I did take few puts on along that trailer. I can't go salon for me. Business people they want me to use for supply. Most of those people they say them they import. They import direct na salon. Now because they are not making the revenue, they are not making the margin. You understand? Now they need to get my imports. Now they import through Guinea. So they make you find out say Guinea economy they boom. It they boom. Because what you make most of these goods coming through Guinea, some of the business people they will be demand you. Most of the fuller people they will do business stuff. Some of them are Guinea they come out. These are the people the way some get ties just like a me. Will get tied to the Guinea and get tied in a salon. So if I feel say salon takes rough, I get all right for go Guinea and focus this. Now they make more margin. So that's the problem how they get.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, Ibra.
Yeah. We don't get from Tony to agents, Usman Kamara and Usman Toli, who want for telling thank you for their submission today. The president say, waiting the happen right now in a salon, na magic. What do you say? I open the phone line. If you think so we don't do well, we don't talk waiting Yusuf be one talk, then we go left here and come back tomorrow with another topic. But for right now, the phone line open. You want for call, you get the opportunity now. 23278 990 Now WhatsApp 23278 990 Now WhatsApp. Or you can call direct 1-646-610-3107 or 44-739-803-0402. Phone lines open now. Wait for you call in the next 5 minutes. If no call, we call it a day and come back tomorrow. All what you see the happens on us alone. Not of us say, now the economic policy, in fact, what they do, now it make things no worse pass how we do so. That now waiting the president wants me you for know. Okay. If we good, we move. I see. If I go see, now that phone I left. Okay. I see. Prince Deka say he say Tony go be better advisor, senior advisor than one of them people them. We get the job now. Well, Tony no be don't pay in share fare. If you know say a one for be senior advisor, I wouldn't be say campaign team be the come if I don't go invest the money. My artist say Kagbo say prices never drop na salon. We see don't go up. Bam! They can do again, no price control. Everybody they sell how they want. And a salon. Okay. Alright, let's see. Maybe we don't do good. No, we left. No, we left here. Self one go. When I left, some of the comments there. Alright. We're good for the day. Papa God, help we country. But we no say no to you get for candle for help. Now we need forget and take wise decision. But we they see how they go, now so the time they come. Now go left everything for today. Go there back tomorrow. Until the president engage the transport and business stakeholders them. From what happen, till now we not see change it. But we not see because we not see that me say nothing for can happen. Big Mike Umar. No, Big Mike for more resume. Sometimes no so don't resume. Oh. Yeah, somebody need for go catch him. For make you know say we don't resume. And make we know the area. But anyway, I think say the panelists then do a good job. So we'll call it a night, a day, depending on also your day. And we go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again tomorrow. Triple A say, Tata.